Hi guys, my name is Bia and I am the artist behind Tinkalila Arts, and today I wanted to talk about making money as an artist and specifically how I got 5,000 Etsy sales. So let's get into it. I first started my Etsy shop in October of 2018. My first ever item was a pin, and after that I would go on to make pins, acrylic charms, stickers, washi tape. I really enjoyed making all of these items, and I put so much of myself into this shop, but I was still only a very small shop on Etsy. I had about a few hundred sales, so I really enjoyed this hobby, but it wasn't exactly bringing in thousands of sales yet. I think the reason for this was that at the time, my products were pretty common. There were a lot of people making pins, a lot of people making washi tape, and I don't know that my things were so extraordinary that anyone would, just be really eager to get this product the way that they might be really eager to get a more innovative product. So I think the thing that ultimately made this product that got me 5,000 sales so successful was that it was very different. There weren't a lot of it around at the time. So the item that I made were JoyCon stick caps. They were thumb grips for the Nintendo Switch JoyCons. I called them the Woodland Creatures JoyCon stick caps, and I had three main designs, which were frogs, bears, and bees. So the way I went about making the JoyCon caps was that first, when I had the idea, I contacted a 3D artist who I commissioned to create 3D models of my three designs for me, so that when I made my Kickstarter campaign, there would be images of it so that people could look at it and get an idea of it that wasn't just the 2D design. And I think that ultimately really helped. I think people might not have purchased from the Kickstarter if I didn't have those, so I would say it was definitely worth it. And getting a sample from my manufacturer wasn't something that was offered to me, so I would have just had to pay the full price of manufacturing the entire lot of JoyCon caps if I didn't do this. So I'm glad that I got a 3D artist to do it. And if you have a very innovative design for something that you think will need to be conveyed in a way that is just other than a 2D format, like something that's kind of three-dimensional, not a pin, not an acrylic charm, not a washi tape, I think it's a good idea to reach out to a 3D artist or to learn 3D modeling to be able to represent this product to your customer base without having to invest the money in the entire lot of products or even in just a sample, because 3D modeling can be cheaper than getting a sample made. Anyway, so I made this Kickstarter campaign. If I remember correctly, it just barely got to the goal of $2,000, which just covered the cost of production. I might have actually still invested a little of my own money in it. I was not making a profit off of that Kickstarter campaign. But the benefit of Kickstarter in that situation was that I was able to pay for the creation of this initial batch of the items and to pay for the mold that was used to make the items. So something you'll know if you've ever manufactured an item before is that a lot of these kinds of items have a mold, and the mold cost can often be the most expensive part. So, for example, if you've made pins, your manufacturer might have told you about the mold cost, which is they pay to create a mold of the item from which they will create all of the items. And then there may be an additional cost per unit. So basically, we'll create an item out of this mold, and for every time we do it, we're going to charge you this much more. But the mold cost itself can be a huge expense, and for the JoyCon caps, it was hundreds of dollars per each one of these designs just to get the mold made, not to even actually make the products yet. So Kickstarter was hugely beneficial in this situation. I went on to sell them on my Etsy shop, the items, and that was where they really started doing well. When I just had made the Kickstarter, I wasn't even sure that I should go ahead with it because I was like, there wasn't that much interest. I wasn't sure I should, invest more in it, keep making more. I just wasn't sure where it was going. But once I had them on my Etsy shop, not immediately, but after a couple of months, they kind of started going viral. People were making Twitter posts about it, people were making TikTok posts, and at that time, I wasn't even really on TikTok. This was what inspired me to get on TikTok, because I saw people making TikToks with my items, and I think that it was the fact that they went a little bit viral that really got people to start purchasing them. Despite how amazing all of this has been, there have been certain drawbacks to making this kind of product. So there are just certain things you should consider. One thing is that I would not recommend working with the manufacturer that I worked with. This manufacturer, despite understanding that these were my original designs that I was giving to them only to produce them for me, and that I paid for the mold cost. I wasn't using some mold they already had in their factory. I paid hundreds of dollars for the mold cost. They went ahead and started selling my designs to other people, to other companies, to other individuals who wanted to sell JoyCon caps. And it was kind of devastating. I mean, I had this item that I had designed myself, and then it was being sold on AliExpress to anybody, and companies other than the one I worked with were already selling this design to other people through AliExpress, even Amazon, I think. And then other Etsy sellers were buying my design off of AliExpress and selling it themselves. I did eventually solve the situation. I say solve tentatively because I really don't know if it's fully solved, but I was able to claim copyright for my designs on AliExpress, and that way I was able to get every instance of my designs being sold taken down. So you should be very careful about who you work with as a manufacturer, but even then, a lot of these manufacturers are not trustworthy. And I would say, even if you think you have the perfect menu picked out, still be prepared, still know what to do to claim copyright of your work. Just be prepared and be ready to deal with that sort of thing. Another drawback that is unrelated to my manufacturer, and maybe not even a drawback, but just something I wasn't prepared for, and I think that you should be prepared for, is the volume of orders. Even when you're like so excited to, have 5,000 Etsy sales and, have a huge shop and everyone's purchasing all the time, it's amazing, but just be prepared for the volume. This was a very small item that I was selling, and it was not highly priced. It was sold at a really reasonable price. So what was happening was I was shipping out hundreds of orders, thousands of orders, and I wasn't making that much money off of each order. So I needed to be prepared to do a lot of volume. And I had everybody helping me. I mean, I had my mom helping me, I had my boyfriend helping me, and still it was a lot. So if you're looking for a product that's going to bring in a lot of money without you doing a lot of work, if you're looking for some sort of passive income, selling a small product that is not worth a lot of money and is under $10 per item, just be prepared to be outputting a lot of volume, just doing a lot of work, spending many, many hours packing orders. Another thing that people might not consider about when you have a product go viral is how do you keep the sales coming after that? And the sales do keep trickling in, but you have to make new items for the sales to continue to come in at the same rate that they were before. So I made some variations on the same item, and this is something that you could extend to whatever kind of item you're making. I made color variations of the item. I made a glow-in-the-dark version of the frog JoyCon caps, and I'm thinking about making glow-in-the-dark versions of other JoyCon caps. I am actually even working on a new design of the product right now, so I will have to invest again to, get another mold made, but I think it'll be worth it. Essentially, when you have your super successful moment where you go viral, remember that you can't just sit on your laurels at that point. You have to keep it going somehow. So keep posting on your social medias, keep designing new products, and even keep making variations on the products you've already made. So that's about it. If I could summarize this video into just a few points, I think what I would say is make a product that is like nothing anyone else is making. Make something that is, would be really appreciated by your following or by a certain niche, and get into that niche before anyone else gets in there, because that's what I did. I don't think there was any other artists at the time making JoyCon caps when I first started making them. The only designs available were from, Chinese manufacturers, and I don't know who was designing them, but I wouldn't say they were extraordinarily well designed, most of them. I think that you need to fill a niche that needs it. So make a product that there is a lack of, and that there is a niche that will really enjoy that product, and try to get to your viral moment. It might be your own thing that goes viral, but it also might be something that somebody else makes that goes viral for you and ends up benefiting you. And once you have that viral moment, once you have that product that everybody wants and everybody's talking about, go with it. Just roll with whatever that is and elaborate on it. Your audience will appreciate it. They do want to see more. They want to get another one. They want to get another one in a different color. They want to get something that's similar but not the same. They do want it, so elaborate on it. So that's about it. Talk to me in the comments. Have you ever had an idea or an item that has gone viral? And what kind of videos would you like to see from me in the future? Because I am interested in making more YouTube content. You can find me on social media at Tinkalila on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.